All right, today we're going to dive into a story about what it really takes to chase a dream, especially when you're doing it with a partner. We're going behind the scenes at a growing South African fashion brand to see the human side of ambition through the eyes of two people right at the heart of it all. Let's get into it. And this quote right here, it just perfectly captures what this is all about. It's a great reminder that behind all the cool designs and the success of a brand, there's always a human story. In this case, as a story of two people figuring out how to balance love, sacrifice, and a massive shared dream. So let's meet our two central figures. On one side, we have Owen Mogola. He is the production manager at Shaunrepublic's Clothing SA, right in the thick of it. And on the other, we have his partner, Sheila Vilakazi. They both play such a critical role in this story, and we're going to get to see this journey from both of their perspectives. So let's kick things off with Owen's side of the story. As the guy making sure everything actually gets made, you can imagine he's carrying a pretty heavy load. You know, the demands of his job are, well, they're intense. And we're not just talking about long hours. We're talking about a kind of work where every single detail matters. One tiny mistake could throw off an entire collection. In fashion, every stitch is the brand's reputation on the line. So yeah, it's driven by purpose, but that purpose is forged under some serious, non-stop pressure. And this is really the crux of the issue, isn't it? This is where the work life starts to bleed into home life. Owen is very clear about this. It's not a job you can just switch off from. All that stress, the mental checklists, that feeling of responsibility, it all comes home with him. And of course, that's going to put a strain on things. So with that kind of pressure knocking on the door every night, how do they possibly make it work? Well, for Owen, it all boils down to two things: a real commitment to understanding and constant communication. And this isn't just some vague idea. It's their actual strategy. It's how they keep their partnership solid when work is trying to pull it apart. But that really brings up a huge question. We've heard from the person who's deep in the professional grind, but what's it like for the person standing next to them, the one holding down the fort? So now let's flip the coin and look at this whole thing from Sheila's perspective. Her role is completely different, but it's every single bit as important. And believe me, it has its own set of challenges. And Sheila is really open about the reality of her situation. Supporting a partner who is that ambitious, it's not always glamorous. It means there are moments of real loneliness, of real personal sacrifice. It means there are times when that shared dream requires her to step up, to give a little more, just to hold the space for his focus. And this, right here, this is the source of Sheila's strength. Her support isn't just blind faith, it's completely informed. She understands why Owen is putting in those insane hours, because she believes in the vision, in what they're building together. That shared purpose is literally the fuel that keeps her going. So what does that support system look like day to day? For Sheila, it's this powerful mix. It's trust in her partner, it's prayer, it's that open line of communication we keep hearing about, and it's this deep, profound belief that all these hard times are leading somewhere amazing. Okay, so we've heard both sides. Now, let's bring them together. What's the common ground here? What's the secret that makes this high-stakes partnership actually work? Well, the answer, pretty fascinatingly, is found both inside and outside their relationship. And this is such a cool insight. It turns out a massive factor in their success as a couple is external. It's the supportive culture at Owen's job, championed by the founder, Shaun Kuna. This really shows you how our personal and professional lives are not separate boxes. They're completely intertwined. Owen says it so clearly. When his boss gets it, when leadership understands the pressure he's under and trusts him, it just lifts a huge weight. That respect at work means he isn't fighting battles on two fronts. He gets support at the office, which directly frees him up to be more present when he gets home. And Sheila's perspective just confirms this incredible ripple effect. The stability Owen feels at his job doesn't just stay at the factory. No way. It comes right home with him, and it creates peace and stability in their relationship. A healthy work environment doesn't just help the employee, it helps their entire family. So if we were to boil their success down into a formula, this is pretty much it. It's like a 4-step blueprint. You have to communicate with brutal honesty. You have to practice a ton of patience. You need to have total trust in the big picture. And, this one's huge, you have to build a culture of respect, both at home and at work. So, what's the big takeaway for the rest of us? In their own words, let's look at the advice they have for any couple trying to walk this same tightrope between love and ambition. And I love how perfectly balanced their advice is. Owen comes in with the practical stuff: communicate, be patient, and just accept that chasing a purpose is going to involve pressure. Then Sheila adds the emotional core, support each other's dreams. And then she lands this crucial line, even when it's uncomfortable. And that's really the test, isn't it? What a powerful blueprint. We'll leave you with this last thought from Sheila, and it's a powerful one. It's this profound reminder that when you're building something that matters, whether it's a business, a career, or a relationship, it's not always going to be quiet and easy. Sometimes it's noisy, it's messy, it's disruptive. But a lot of the time, that noise is just the sound of progress.